Good morning. Good evening. This is Sandro Fermo, and I'm about to read a book, short story from Blue Auburn, called Lefoyms' Non-Saintly Innocence. So, here we go. Like that. And like this. Yeah. You can see me. A little higher, a little lower. My glasses. Here. There we go. An alchemist named Lefoyms had just abandoned his Gracefull studies regarding the promiscuous powers of symbolic investigative observations as a hallucinogenic Mona Lisa blended in demonically within his living room with an infiltrated embroidery regarding multi-personality and a hologram personification. This guttural Cretan odd one had just spilled a glass of this healing wine, which was really enriched by the chemical compounds of cheap booze, over his imaginary mistresses. Rockweller's uplifted dress, as the flowers in the pot in her hand wilted with its own extravagant comedic meanings. A lordly, non-circumcised penis has just bled out as surely sperm, like vomited from a small cock of regenerative force of frictionalized masturbatic sexuality. Isn't that gross? As the form had the servant and deceiving master paid heed towards a better, reliable enhancement with his rewardsmanship of trivializing hope in order to no longer deceive his monarchical superiors with his fragile supremacy over them. For he felt sorry for them as they, upon their lofty perches, engaged themselves with an offsetting embodiness of dismal, unrelentless paranoia regarding a potential burning castle during his epoch of terrible shame within that annus terribilis 1993, give or take a Clitonian or Cretan year, with Lefoyms' fancy dismissing the hologram medieval ruse with his sound obligation regarding the artificiality of a desperate prince's place upon his stool, unlike the Jewish Anglican Catholic that he was. La sapienza, la coscienza, la falsa dignità reflected the Italian Lefoyms without the aristocratic buffoonery regarding his foppish, warish, marital obligations. Has not 60 years gone by since that last World War, thought Lefoyms, as his marital as his stitched up intestines found the reek from a groin area that had just symbolically digested, and an English elephant-eared princely son with his here Charles' own architectural interest within such a dire mess such as Rome was once during World War II. Lefoyms then realized that it was not a shared commonwealth that created an anti-American sentiment in order to fulfill Beaver Belly's French-Canadian personal parts. In the meantime, an Irish immigrant was married a Serbian contractor's daughter, while the Eastern Tradoodian people who worked for the Nazis during the Second World War masturbated secretly towards her cute ass, such as her husband was after this steadfast Catholic Puritan that the separating boards of Uppertainment became Prime Minister, which was possible, thought Lefoyms. That's why they're brave and brash Canucks took the conservative out of the progressive means with sometimes with hash oil and a good lay, liberalizing another's patriotic forfeit with an olive oily illiterate mystic restraining order that was an Italian faculty's Italian protective program regarding someone's kinship with a diplomatic whatever. Lefoyms having to cover everything up with cheap German beer and a Marshall Plan. For he was an Italian citizen as well, and he knew the lawless law of his Calabrian land, and did not fear nor cardiac nor cavalierish arrest, nor a legal one, for it was the laws of North American abode that were instigating him with their unlawful means on a distant territory, such as Italy is. For down deep inside, he was a nobody, but a gentle nobody. Nonetheless, he believed in the law of these lands as well, with a critical detachment from undaunted false sustainmanship regarding the true social position, without a senatorial obligation, nor time, nor true authoritarian position, where he was cradled and nurtured like an spoiled obligation. For his intelligence was craftily manipulated by a silicone chip. It's no big deal by now. You can find it on YouTube and tracking device in his head. And this had become part of a protection program regarding the victimization process of an adopted schizophrenic, could shake the very foundation of modern day society for the to seek justice, but he really just wanted to be here and quite simply could not, he simply just wanted to be ready, quite simply could not afford a lawyer and could possibly be killed by the reciprocated fear of assassination, as his just moral American entrapment Michigan award, which, thanks to his paranoia, would simply not happen, much to the rich and famous Bush and Kennedy and banished versus chagrin. Why should I share a premature violent death with them? Lefoyms thought and thought, and just who the hell do they think they are in the first place? But for they do not die with me, and do not wipe my mother's ass and eat me and know my every move. It's because he was felt sorry for and feared by his own simple pacifistic stance. His mother really reminding him of all this with her complacent, often mimicked Southern Italian matriarchality of Calabrian RCMP-ish matters regarding the killers and his family, the falsettos and pheromones will never be. This happening here, I hope. Let's see here. I'm coughing. Mamma, fra poco vado a dormire, ok? Non sto fumando. Okay, that was Lefoyms on the Innocence. And that was that one. Here's Gracefull Inadeguacy. This is kind of like Ezra Poundish. What a recalling shortfall of a graceful inadequacy. What a recalling shortfall of graceful inadequacy with pioneering Canadian immigrational values and pumping you up with Bronzian, Cleveland, Calabrian metal. This uncompromising maternal trait is the very vibration of testosterone in a quick fix, filled with a cultural, instinctive quality of similitude of matriarchal affirmation regarding the affirmative virtue of femininity with a guttural communion, with a guttural comfort coming from the plains of Abraham and that Jed Clampett with the plains of Abraham with Jed Clampett scouting for olive oil within the true aesthetic of sadness with his static cling of cactus plants, insemination, and the caregiving, heavy, beauty revolving around cultural assets with one's own self-depreciative awareness of it all. Self-depreciative. Then, getting locked up children. But we self-depreciative awareness of it all. But then locked up children of the fringes and Italian Canadian folly forests with personal resemblances of just plain not showering and in need of a sweet, condescending, and sociological premised back rub within farming ways or a good day's work. Oh, for a few hours toil, because just doing one's chores is good for you and resounds with the helping, guiding maternal hand and all of us upon bestowing protective sacredness of a real job that is at hand alongside the concordance of distraught suffocation of the past selves, with less dramatic and dramatic amplification regarding heavenly and yet enchanting courtmanship. Valueless and discomforted by one's own promiscuous powers of rough riding adaptability that conjures a solemn oath of a reservation's diseased sigh, like those torrid times. Hey, what torrid times! As such dreary past beckons the masters of positional one-sided loftiness that circles like a gilded dove beyond the means of their complacent instigation, that is then referred inwards besides a willingness to succeed, and yet he'll begat by such ill-fated novelties that are the uprising of boisterous hauled desires that braces for its own negotiability within death as its true perpetual mortality is worthy of its last breath of ensuant time condescending onwards towards the clinging clang of sounds, reoccurring evolution of the Sto leggendo. Storage on video evolution of the listening introspective ear that is not damning the overall productive procedures of formulative formats, that's rather detailing its succumbent lip drool over the overall prejudice of formulative formats, but rather detailing its succumbent lip drool over or everybody's or bodies, unlike semen dropping off a woman's thigh, with the rancored aftermath of this whitewashing cleansiness inside the tissues of our mind. Una donna allo specchio con la sandali, that wipes, it's a scene from that film, that wipes away the solitary idiocies amongst the manly repose of amplified and nocturnal delights fra l'eccesso della consuetudine morale sfigata dal suo stesso regno. Gracefull Inadeguacy, after it's book here, the one we're looking at again. See what else we got here. That's right. We've got 60-15. There you go. So what was it on this in the background? Thick as a brick by Gracefull. Hope you enjoy it.
A volte vorresti riprenderti la tua libertà.
No, we don't want to.
Allora vai.
We don't want your commercials, but it's interesting. There you go.
Going to start with one that you may well know. Cast your minds back, if you will, to 1972 or thereabouts. Spot the tune. Really don't mind if you pick this one down. Somewhere there whisper in your desperation. Yes, and the cotton, your love and your city. Saw your eyes down on the beach, and you make all the animals deep, and your wife is something out of sea.
Thick as a brick. See you later, guys.